After such a long time, it's finally here. Now, I have base Seia, and don't get me wrong, I was considering leveling her, like leveling all her abilities to max. However, because I knew Swimsuit Seia was coming, I stopped. With that being said, Swimsuit Seia is here. Now, I got very lucky. I'm gonna put my polls up here. It was 7 polls, even if we include the other 3 stars. And that was all free polls. Now, if you're wondering why my gem count was so low, it's because Swimsuit Azuna came. And then I had to pull alongside Swimsuit Azuna, this Swimsuit. I did get Aru dress, I did get Sayori, I did get Mina. Now, I don't like Sayori. I don't like Aru. I don't like Mina or Sakurako. But Chise, I will level her. Now, I understand that, at least from the perspective of somebody who likes foxes like myself, I don't have much going. The Fox Platoon, they're a myth, they're a legend, they don't exist. So I can't rely on that. Izuna has not and is not, look, farming for gear in this game sucks. I'm gonna just say that now. So ignore this whole thing down here. I want more alts, I want the Fox Platoon, but they are not coming at this rate. And Izuna is not getting an alt. Since Seia was really the last thing I'm saving for. Now, she is cute. She is extremely flat. This is amazing as just a swimsuit, as just general design. I like it. I like it a lot. Her tail and her hair being the same color is kind of confusing me at all times. Like, I think the distinction here is a little bit better because you can kind of see where the hair starts to end. But either way, at best, the only thing I have to save for in the future is the magical curl variation of Reisa. That's because Reisa is very cute. Beyond that, I don't have any other future characters I'm like looking at. I got Swimsuit Rain. She took 40 polls. She took more polls than my Seia. I got the Train Twins. I got all of the band units. And so otherwise, I'm very happy with my Blue Archive account. I'm just waiting for something to do. I still recommend playing Blue Archive. I mean, look at these designs. Look at this back. And I do still love my wife. Happy birthday to my wife. I mean, look, it's December 16th. So at least at the time of recording this video, it's December 16th. And on the day of release, it's December 16th. If you have an Azuna, you are like obligated to level her in some capacity, whether it is a skill, whether it is equipment, whether it is anything else, you are required to do so. However, with all of this being said, I have actually sat down and read the main story. Yeah, since I was reading Seiya's story, and I read all of Genshin, and I read all of HSR, and I read all of ZZZ, I decided to catch up on Blue Archive. And I can solidly say, I like parts of the story. I recommend the story. I recommend the game. I recommend the Bond stories especially. But the main story, it's not for me. However, you should pull for some Seia. You should, participate in the game. I am, surprised by the Battle Pass finally being here. It doesn't really look like there's much I'd say is worth it. Like, this is very pretty, but Blue Archive isn't necessarily a game under which I'd look at it and be like, wow, I really want to add people and look at their profiles. That's HSR maybe, that's Genshin Impact maybe. This is not it. At best, you steal stuff from other people, that being their units. But I prefer that. Honestly speaking, it's not a Battle Pass to where I feel inclined to buy it, so I can just kind of sit out. If it's somebody who maybe doesn't like Blue Archive or maybe hasn't played it before, hey, don't forget, during this banner's duration, you do get a 10 pull every day for free that you can just toss into either one of these 2 characters. So that is at least a reason to check it out at the very least. Now, this unique recruitment is 50-50. In my opinion, if you've gotten these 2, it kind of lowers the value because everyone else in this banner isn't off-rate, obviously. But most of them at least have other alternatives that are worthwhile going for, at least on those individual banners. And if you're going for the swimsuit Mika or swimsuit Nagisa, then you may want to wait because realistically speaking, you could get off banners. Now, the best characters, in my opinion, for you to pick up would idealistically be swimsuit because, I have to always bat for that girl. I'd say the band units are good under, I think, Grand Assault conditions or Final Restriction. Gregorius, I think, is where they are decent at, in my opinion. It's a weird scenario because the band units have such a high cost, especially Yoshimi. I cannot recommend you utilize her under normal circumstances. And especially if you don't have band Natsu, who is not a limited character, and she's the healer of the group, it kind of reduces the value. So I would say this, in my opinion, just isn't really worth it because most of the limited units are kind of meant to be played with another limited unit alongside them. The band units, the idol unit, and so on. And if swimsuits are flexible, sure, but if you're looking at like swimsuit Azuna and you're just looking at swimsuit Chise and all these other characters, you have other alternatives, and idealistically, you'd want Battle Hoshino. You have options here. It's PC exclusive, but you can just get a dupe. And selective recruitment is actually quite nice if you have a specific character you want. However, I'll admit, wholeheartedly, this is probably going to be the last BA video for a long time. I like Stellasora. I've been playing that a little bit more. And until Azuna, when the Fox comes out, I don't really have much to talk about. And the main story didn't draw to me. So, hey, I will go through these Bond stories eventually. So expect individual videos at some point in the future. Either way, go play this game. Love your respective waifus. Be a good teacher. And I'll see you next time.